What's up? What's up? What is up? And welcome to the Dr. Ali Griffith Show. Mindset, meditation, and motivation. Oh man, I'm so super excited to speak with you guys today because I'm just going through the going through. What does going through the going through looks like? It looks like going through the trenches. It looks like going through moments where you're not even sure how the other side looks, but holding strong to the possibilities of greatness is ahead. If you haven't by now, definitely like the show, share it, leave your comments, let me know what you're thinking. Now coming off of my amazing event, my Mompreneurs on Fire, first time having a 2-day lab event after being given a vision and it being super successful in almost every single way. Successful with the amount of people that showed up, success in the, sorry, I'm tearing, success in the responses of what they said they got for their takeaway. It was 2 days live of moms and womenpreneur that are quite not physical moms, but we like to still call them our supporting moms, right? And we spent 2 days just doing a search into ourselves, expanding who we are, creating visions, creating concrete plans of what the next 12 weeks look like, and then even creating a bigger vision of what does next year look like. Super excited because it was scary. It was 2 days of glitches and breakdowns and things that we didn't even plan happened. And I learned some amazing lessons throughout it. So today is all about trusting the process. That's what today's conversation is all about. I'm going to share a little bit more about how I had to learn how to trust the process through my breakdowns, through my countless breakdowns. So I like to say what you see now is the other side. You don't get to see the times when I am crying. You don't get to see the times when I'm questioning God, why me? You don't get to see the times when I am literally deep down into my tunnel, just in darkness, right? In physical darkness and emotional, spiritual darkness. What you do get to see is the other side. What you do get to see is me coming out and or sharing the lessons. So speaking of just, there's so many tunnels that I've had in my life. And we spoke about so many. We spoke about, my divorces, two. Yes, two. We spoke about my son's diagnosis, him being diagnosed with autism and that journey towards acceptance. Still working on that journey because every day is a different day. Like that song says, every day is a winding road. And what I want to share with you, I guess, is my experience with trying to create and then fully creating this event, which there were breakdowns upon breakdowns, especially in the planning mode, right? So at the beginning of everything, there's that everything is amazing. There's this idea, I'm gonna do this, right? And then when we go into action and it was looking for the location, I thought I had a yes. My yes quickly turned into a no after I went and I placed advertisements about where it was gonna be in the city. Cried, literally on the phone, crying with the lady because I hate being a person without integrity. When I say a name or say where it's gonna be, I feel like it doesn't look professional for me to come back and say it's not gonna be there. But I had to come back and say it's not going to be there and just keep it real. So I guess that was my first lesson. My first lesson is when the breakdowns are happening and we are literally crying and questioning why, we got to keep it real to ourselves. We got to keep it real and say, listen, this is what's happening. A breakdown is happening. But through that breakdown, and I spoke about this with Go With The Flow. If you didn't get a chance, go back and listen to Go With The Flow. My faith is so strong now. I mean, I've spent so much time in the gullies, in the trenches, that I had to develop a strong faith with something greater than me. And then knowing the things I've overcome. So what I want you to do right now is just sit down and think about that major catastrophe that you just overcame and how you didn't think how in the world you're going to get through the other side. You were in darkness. You felt like this is the worst thing that has ever happened to my life. You can't even see past that moment. right? Think of that, visualize that, see the darkness, feel the darkness, smell the darkness, taste the darkness. And then realize that, wait a minute, I am on the other side of that darkness. I am in that place of light. I am in that place of I can get through. So that began the process of understanding that you have to have faith in something bigger than yourself, because you are not the one all the time bringing yourself through. Sometimes the God, the universe, divine, creator, whoever you choose to call him, I call him God, he sends the right thing at the right time, the right person, the right interjection, the right moment that just helps us to get through. A friend of mine told me, why don't you look into peer space? And I started looking through peer space, and I'm looking and I'm looking, and I'm not finding it. Now, breakdown was happening. I was in all sorts of emotions, but through the emotions, I kept moving. I kept moving slowly but surely. I kept moving, knowing that he wouldn't give me a vision. He wouldn't tell me that all will be well without creating some sort of system or creating some sort of way. I just can't see the way at that time, and you can't see the way during those moments. So I'm looking through Peerspace, and eventually I see this space, and I'm just like, I like it. I like it. I'm gonna go with it. It's affordable. You know, I call my mom. I'm like, I'm just gonna press play and just go, right? Got to the location, and all of a sudden it's like in this industrial location. It's across the street from the cement place, and I'm just like, this doesn't look like the hotels that I go to when I'm going to conferences. How am I going to bring people from out of town to come to this space that just doesn't look like much on the outside? Walked inside, guys, and it was so serene. It was so calm. It had the best energy, and it felt like where I needed to be. That began the process. That began the moment when I said, I can't keep getting in my own way. And I have to trust the process of the universe, divine, God, trust the process that is way bigger than me. If there's a vision that's given, if there is someone that's given, if there's something that's given to you, it's given for a reason. And if we keep questioning the why, and if we keep coming into that moment of darkness and staying in darkness and not making any moves back towards the light, how will we begin to go back and appreciate the times that we did overcome? Our strength that we found within us, our amazingness that we slowly got to, that it wasn't given to immediately, but we had to rely on something greater than ourselves, that we just had to trust the process and keep it real through every moment, because it's okay to be in darkness. It's okay to be in turmoil. It's okay to have those moments where things are just not working out right? But you don't get to stay there. I don't get to stay there. We don't get to stay there. We have to take steps each day to get out of it. So moving forward, we have our location, we have our space. I went inside and it was okay. It could work, it was a blank canvas. Now looking back, it was the perfect place for what we needed. Hindsight is the best sight. Lesson number 2, hindsight is the best sight. When you look at things from the other side and you go back in and you look at it from a fresh, clear perspective, not that tainted perspective, not that bitter perspective, not that angry perspective, but that fresh, clear, sitting by a water, all is well, Zen type of spirit. And we're looking back and we're saying, wow, look what the hell I just overcame. And I'm still here, and I'm still smiling, and I'm still showing up for me, showing up for who needs me, and showing up for my purpose in what I was created here for. So little by little, people started falling out. I created this Ambassadors on Fire bomb team. God put them together because they were just coming out of the woodworks to support me. Thank you for sending me. Thank you for sending them to me. And they were amazing in every aspect, whether it was a phone call to help me with my sales process. Thank you, Denise. Whether it was a phone call, insist, how are you getting people to in your room? How are you filling up your room? Thank you, Benita. Whether it was, girl, you got everything right in front of you. Just put it into play, put it into practice, and go out there and give it. Thank you, Sharia. Whether it was the phone calls of Dr. Ali, I got you. You need a you inside the room. The things that you've been doing for Susie and Lisa and all these amazing people out there, I'll be you. Thank you, Dr. Finch. My entire team showed up for me. But there were times when they couldn't make it. Some couldn't make it on a call. Some couldn't make it physically there. And I was like, oh my God, here I am again, out of integrity. I said people are going to be there and they're not going to be there. And oh my God, Dr. Ali's going to look like a fake. Like, I don't know, that just kept coming in my head. I don't want to look like a fake. I want to be real as real, you know? And little by little, as folks were not able to show up, we got on calls and ideas just got put into my head, like new ideas, like, okay, you can't physically be there, but can you make it on our pre-call? Can you make it on our post-coaching call? Can you share it with your community? Can you help me on the outside and the inside? And that's when I began to realize that things are going to glitch up all along the way. But we got to understand that somehow it'll find itself back to homeostasis. It'll find itself back to the calm. And when we're at that calm, that's the best time for us to do some hindsight look, you know, go back and look and see, well, what exactly was I supposed to learn? Why did he take me through this? How am I greater because of this? That our biggest lessons can just be taken in those moments when we look back and we see our strength through those really dark moments. Learning to trust the process is not easy. Learning to trust the process when you can't physically see it, when you can't visibly see it, requires our imagination. It requires putting ourselves in a space that we just can't fully see quite yet. And we live in a world where we need to see something. Like if we don't see it, it's not there. That's not how it is. Sorry. Let me stick a pin in that balloon. That's not how it is. We actually have to envision what it is that we want to create. And we got to act and live in it like if it's just there, because we are trusting the process and we're saying, we know you know our will. You know what it is that we want. We know that you have created us for a specific reason and that you are here to show us the step-by-step process. And through that step-by-step process, there are going to be breakdowns, breakdowns all along the way. Now, how we get up from the breakdowns and how do we continue seeing that finish line, or a whole bunch of finish lines, because there really isn't one finish line, right? How do we see that space of where we want to go when we're falling down and on the floor and all we see is darkness ahead of us? That's when we go back to that childhood place that we had inside of us, that place where we use imagination, where we dreamed, where we can visualize with our eyes closed and see it, like if we can smell it and feel it and touch it. That's where we take ourselves back to. We understand that this process is bigger than us and that we're not going to get stuck here forever, that it feels extremely dark at this moment, but I know went through dark moments before, and I know I felt like if I'll never ever get through, and yet somehow I've continuously got through. Guess what? You're going to get through. Guess what? You are almost through. For some of you out there, you are through. Enjoy being through until the next moment of darkness comes, because it will come. Hashtag that's life. So that's my conversation with you guys today. For those of you who have not liked, shared, left any comments, do it now. This is definitely a podcast that some of us need out there as mompreneurs, as dadpreneurs, as peoplepreneurs, as people, where sometimes we are in that place where we feel that we're alone. I guess I'm just here to show you that you're not alone. Yeah. I'm going through a lot of what you're going through. And if I'm not going through it now, I've definitely went through it before. I'm gonna leave you with some kind words. If you want some free gifts or you want an additional time just to talk with me and schedule a little bit of, Dr. Ali clarity time, definitely go to dralligriffith.com. Definitely share this out with your friends because they may need to go to dralligriffith.com. I don't have that many slots, but if you can find one, that means that's for you. Let's end this year on a bang. And let's move forward knowing that no matter what you do, no matter what you do, be amazing in your thoughts, your words, and in your actions. Peace.